Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. And today we got the Superfly behind me. We're getting this bike ready for the riding season coming up. And we're going to, the last thing that really needs to be done to this, that's going to be bleeding that rear brake, getting the lever feeling nice and solid again. That way we have no problem with stopping. But before we get started in today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon next to that is checked. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you're not missing any of these awesome videos we got going on, whether that's cycling reviews, tutorials, or of course rides. Make sure you're not missing any of this great content. So, with these brakes, the brakes on the Superfly, they are going to be a Shimano style hydraulic disc brake. So if you have Shimano disc brakes, this is the video for you. If you have Avids or anything else, I did a video a little bit ago right up here in the corner about bleeding your Avid brakes, so you can take a look at that one. If you have Shimano or Tektro, this is your video for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys up on the bike here. Pretty much we're going to need a couple tools here. Generally you're going to need like a 5mm Allen key in order to rotate your brake lever. You're going to need like a 7mm wrench to break the bleeder open on the caliper. And then whatever it needs for your top cap. Whether that's a 4, in my case it's a 2mm. Something to break open the top cap on the lever. That way we can get new fluid in this system. So let's get your eyes right over to the bike here. I'm going to go ahead and run 2 cameras. That way you guys can see what's going on back at the caliper. And you can see what's going on with the lever. Let's get right over there. Alright, so here we are up at the handlebars of the bike. So first thing you're going to want to do, either put your bike in a bike stand, get it level, or you're going to go ahead and have it on the ground nice and level and make sure it's not going to fall over. So this falls over, it's not going to be a good day for you. You're going to be bleeding that brake for a while, getting that air out. So here we go at the bike right up here. What we're going to need to do first, we're going to need to get this brake lever nice and flat here. That way you can get started bleeding the brakes and make sure no fluid is going to leak out. So I got my 5mm Allen key in this case. We're going to go ahead and loosen our brake lever up. There we go. Get it nice and loose. We don't want to loosen it too much. There we go. Go ahead and get that as level as we can see with our eye. It should be about right there. I'm just going to lightly tighten it up there. That way it doesn't move. There we go. And as you can tell, it's a little soft versus this side. This side tends to grab pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and get that there. So we got this set. So pretty much from that point, we're going to go ahead. In my case, I have this little bolt right at the top of my lever here. So this little bolt is going to be the access to bleed the brake up here on the lever. So what we're going to do with this, we're just going to go ahead, take this off right there. There we go. And be careful with this one. This one does generally have an O-ring on it. There's the O-ring, so don't lose that. There we go. All right, so put that over here. And in place of that, we got our bleed cup here. We're going to go ahead and screw this bleed cup down onto here. I thought that was supposed to have an O-ring too, speaking of which, but that's okay. Let's see. So go ahead and screw that on. Should screw right in place in my case. There we go, like so. Now I'm gonna put this little stopper in here, just to make sure that all stays good. So that's where it's gonna be the setup here on the brake lever. Pretty much can have your cup here. This is the stopper, make sure no fluid comes out, and then we're gonna fill a little bit of fluid in here. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to the rear wheel here, and we'll get the caliper all set up back there as well. Here we are back at the rear caliper here. And back at the rear caliper, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get in your kit. You should have a syringe like so. Get that tube attached to it, nice and screwed on. And then for hydraulic or for Shimano brakes, you're going to use something just like this. This is going to be a mineral brake fluid is what this is going to be. Shimano makes some. This one's from Blvd, it looks like. This one I got from Black Rock Bicycles here in Reno. So pretty simple. Again, you need this to do your brakes. Don't do it without it. So pretty much unscrew that top there, and on our syringe here, let's see if you can see. You can see there's actually measurements here. So generally you're probably want, I'm gonna put about 15 milliliters in here just to make sure we have enough fluid going through here. So we're gonna go ahead and come here. We're gonna suck up that 15 milliliters, give or take, and then we're gonna come right back here down to our rear caliper, and you can see right here there is a bleeder screw right there. So we're gonna go ahead and get the end of our tube here. And we're gonna go ahead and push that onto that bleeder bit right there. It fits. If it fits, it ships. There we go. So just like so. Go ahead and get that onto the bleeder. Looks like we're all good there. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and add just a hair of fluid up here to our lever. I put a little bit in here. There we go. Okay, we'll pull our stopper out. We're gonna put our cap on our fluid there. There we go. All right, and then our next step, I'm gonna grab your 7mm wrench here, and we're gonna go ahead and crack our bleeder screw right down here. So we're gonna go ahead and just crack it just a little bit. And pretty much from that point, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and get our syringe here, and we're just gonna slowly push down on the syringe. We should be able to just push slightly on here. And as you can see up in the cup at the lever, you can see that is slowly filling up there as we push fluid through these lines. And you just want to do it slowly. You don't want to like jam as much fluid through and just stomp on the syringe here. So we're going to keep pushing, and we're going to make sure we have the syringe up. As you can see, there's a little bit of air in there, so we want to get that air into our system. Go, and then with your syringe, you want to make sure that you don't go all the way empty in there. Don't let the air, try not to let the air go in there. Okay, drop my wrench, there we go. So we're gonna do this. You can see there's still air, still a little bit of fluid in there. We're gonna push a tiny bit more through, just like so. Come on. Okay, just like so. And then down here, we'll go ahead and we'll tighten that bleeder screw back up. There we go. Tighten that bleeder screw back up. There we go. So the downside is done. And then up here at the top, right up here at the lever, yeah, that was okay looking. We can go ahead and I got a little stopper here. Go ahead and shove that down in there. All right, in this case, actually comes with a little cap for it, so throw the cap on. Cool. All right, and let's see if we can pull this off, the syringe off back down here. Pull that right off our bleeder screw. Okay, make sure this is tight. Okay, we're good back there. And up here at the lever, go ahead, get your little bolt that you have here, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna unscrew this. Hopefully not have a bunch of leak on us. Let's see, unscrew it, just a little. Okay, so that looks good. So our old fluid, try to put somewhere where it will kind of stand up. There we go, that'll work. And what I like to do is right in this little section, right where that bleeder screw, right where the screw is up on the top on the lever, just put a little drop. See if we can get a little drop out of this. We can fill it all the way up to the top here. Just about there. Okay, there we go. So we got a little bit of drop in there just to fill up that lever up the reservoir up here just a little bit. We're gonna have a little bit of overflow, obviously. There we go. And we'll get a little screw down here. And so we can get this tightened back up. There we go. All right, and then we just go ahead and tighten that screw up here. Cool. There we go. All right, so I did go through this a little bit off camera just to try and figure out what was going on. It didn't quite feel great at the end of that, and that was just because I had a little bit of air stuck in the lines it looked like, or up in the lever it felt like actually. So pretty much what I did, hooked everything back up just like it was, and as I was pushing from the syringe back here at the caliper up to the lever here, I would go through, as I was pushing, I would flick the lines, flick up on the caliper, or on the caliper, flick up on the lever here, flick down the caliper, use a little screwdriver handle here, just kind of tap down here, tap up here, tap down here, just try and get any air bubbles there might have been loose. That way, when you bleed them, there's no air in the system, it's just fluid. You get a lot better lever feel to them versus having a little bit of air in there. And it does definitely feel better than it did before, a lot better than it did before actually. It used to come almost all the way back to the bars, so we're about the same as our front lever now. So that looks all good. And really your last step to getting everything set is just setting your cockpit back to how it was. So we'll go ahead, loosen our lever up here, and we can. There we go. Go ahead and aim it down a little bit more. And a tiny bit more. Let's see. Alright, now it looks pretty solid. There we go. Alright, so that all feels great. So we'll go ahead and tighten that lever back down there. So that's how you go ahead and get your Shimano disc brakes all bled and all set, even with all the air out of the lines. So your brakes will feel just as good as new. If you guys have any comments or questions about this video, be sure to let me know down in the comment section below. Love chatting with you guys, love answering any questions you guys have. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.